On top of the roof at Joe's. Where's Ed at? Didn't know this was up here. It's all right. Is this crane for further construction here for the expanding? All right, now I like it. We need to see if, again, we introduced our three guys, and if you guys want to, now there's some pictures of those guys. If you got some kids, want to get a picture of those guys, those are three great guys. Two of you have been all academic Big Ten. Kofi, those two? And you're pretty close hovering, you know. We've got a guy from Chicago that I think is one of the premier kickers in our league, and Mitch Ewald from the Naperville going west side, right? Mitch should hold every kicking record. Made 100 straight extra points. I think he needs about 19 points to be the all-time scoring leader in IU history, and I think if we do what we do, he'll more than shatter that record. He's also going to be a weapon for us in field placement with kicks and getting our defense started well. He is also, for a kicker, maybe the best leader I've been around for a kicker, and what he brings to our team off the field and leadership and those kind of things. So a special guy. Greg Heben, guy that played baseball when he first came here for Tracy, for Coach Smith. Coach Smith saw him doing some things, thought he might should play football. He walked on. He's a walk-on player that last year probably, I think, led our team with defensive player of the game and special team player of the game. Every coach on our team that coaches special teams wants Greg on his team. And unfortunately, when you start and run and play defense all day, you can't play every special team. He's a great teammate. He's a great team leader. And as a walk-on, he actually led our team almost unanimously voted by everyone on the team to be a team leader this year. So a walk-on that's having great success representing our defense. And then Kofi Hughes has had, I think, a really strong career that we wanted to see this year even take off and have a dynamic year for us for our offense. A big-time playmaker, also a quality special team player. Young man, two from Indianapolis or Indiana. Kofi's an Indy kid. And Mitch being from Chicagoland. So those three guys are representing us. We've got a number of good guys back at home. First year, in my opinion, I had difficulty in deciding maybe who should be here representing us at Big Ten Media Day, because we've got some quality seniors and we've actually got a boatload of great juniors right behind them that are starting to do things the way we need to. So really proud of these guys. And if I were you, if you got like your little girl here and some guys, you ought to get a picture, or they've got some pictures of them over there. Get an autograph of those three guys. Danny Breyer's on my staff here, helped me as an administrative assistant. We got Mark Deal back over here. You guys know Mark from the region. Mark last night made me pull off. Where do we have to get gas at, Mark?
Hobart, Indiana.
Hobart, Indiana. I said, hey, Mark, I got a little bit. I can go 40, 50 miles. You want to pull? Let's pull off exit 355. Take a right speedway right there, Hobart. Got to help fund the high school programs back in the Hobart district. And we do have this year a walk-on kicker coming from Hobart that will be a guy that will be training behind Mitch to potentially be our kicker in the future as Mitch graduates. So again, glad to have Mark with us here. It's good to be in Chicago. We tie this in a lot of times. Appreciate you doing it. It's kind of easy because we're here for Big Ten Media Day, so it's good to be here. First time I brought these guys. I want these guys to come and fill a little bit of this going on with you with our alumni base. Let's talk real quick. We finished last year, made some strides, but still by what I think not very acceptable by what we need to do with just results and getting victories. We've, in 2 years late, I think a solid foundation of how we want to operate, how we want to do things, the way things kind of go, the do's and don'ts, what our standard is. And if anything, these guys will tell you the standard's kind of been it's raised. Whether it's on the field, off the field, kind of how we want to work, how we want to conduct ourselves. There's a lot going on right now. Talk about pay for play. Should these guys be paid more? And I'll tell these guys all the time, and I don't get into that, but I know some of these guys are getting between $50,000 to $70,000 a year, whether they're in-state or out-of-state, for scholarship. And we're paying for summer school. And we pay for summer school to make sure you graduate. We also pay the summer school to make sure you voluntarily here training, because you voluntarily win and lose. And we're making choices every day. So there's a huge commitment our school makes to these guys. And they'll tell you that they're very, very appreciative of the commitment our universities make into football. One, they're getting a great education from a big-time school. And I think that's easily seen in our world by the way we're recruiting. Because the easiest thing to do is to sell our school to recruits. And the academics and the 544,000 plus living alums, all the degrees we offer, living for 4 or 5 years in one of the more beautiful college towns, if ever there was one, a place where you can have fun, but also then a program that has started to commit to athletics. Now, a lot of you guys are supporters, and we've got to continue to do an awesome job of supporting our athletic programs, all of them. I think Fred's been charged and kind of came in embracing that we've got a chance in this millennium to escalate and get our athletic programs to parallel the school. Because to me, if you're great in one or two or three things, that's not an accident. You have the potential to be outstanding and great in a lot of things. We've committed a lot of money in the recent years to our athletic programs. Basketball has came back strong. Coach Crane is phenomenal. Recruiting has picked up. Playmakers has picked up. That $30 million at Cook Hall doesn't hurt because that helps recruits when they come in there. And that's a huge commitment by this school. Baseball just went on the best run ever. And trust me, Tracy Smith showed those drawings of that new baseball stadium the last 2 years as they recruited. They just first year playing in a $20 million baseball facility. And then, by the way, a great coach and some good players. How about the best year they've had? There was a commitment made to football now, and our facility, and I just had a guest that works with our team came and said, Coach, you know we go a lot of places. Your facility's pretty nice now. You got some nice stuff here. And I see Teddy Shell and a couple former players that played here. Those facilities were built, but they were kind of built, and we haven't gotten up to the standard, but not as an excuse. Terry Hepner got that thing going with the former AD and the administration at that time, but the passing of Coach Hepner and Coach Lynch being an interim coach for a year really slowed down the recruiting and development of our team. We kind of came in and struggled with some older guys that weren't as talented as some young guys, but now we're seeing our young, talented guys become men and old guys. I think this year you'll see a 4-8 football team with everyone back take what I'm calling a big step, a Big Ten step, stepping up to the plate and playing winning football. So we finished last year with these phenomenal facilities we got at 4-8, not acceptable. But with 19 starters back, not counting punter, kicker, snapper, every returner, everyone's basically back on our team. We lose a couple quality kids, but everyone's back. We put on paper the best recruiting class we've ever had. Unfortunately, we don't play on paper. So it'd be interesting to see how those kids are once they get there and where they are 2 and 3 and 4 years down the road. So there's a lot of good things going with what's coming back. We're getting ready to play an 8-game home schedule. First 5 games at home. First 5 games at home. This is a year we need to take off. I watch our basketball team, and when I first came in here, was doing okay, but not the standards you want. But I saw a packed house. I saw 20 years between conference championships, but I saw a packed house. We need to start packing that football field and quit waiting for it to get good because we're actually pretty darn close. I mean, we were last year. And we losing a game at home by 1, 2, 3. How about a little crowd noise where that offensive tackle's a hair short, late getting off the ball, that we make that sack and we get that stop and we stop that drive? There's the possession because fans make a difference. So this year my challenge is come to games and let's do it together. Make a difference for us because I'm telling you, January, February, we had a great winter. We had some guys working that are now year 3 in our program, and the most noticeable thing about our program when I walk down the hallway, they're bigger and stronger just standing there. Rules say I can't watch them. Rules say I can't go to summer workouts, but they walk down the hallway, and you guys are just there. They'll tell you now, I ain't supposed to know, but there's a lot of energy coming to that weight room. We will show up a significantly bigger, stronger, and faster team. Everyone's back, and here comes these recruits coming in. So I think the season sets up with a lot of momentum and a lot of positive energy. But you as fans, you as alums will give us more energy, and you will give us a shot in, not just to be a bowl team. Because if that is your standard for us, your standard for us is lower than the standard of the school. Because this school ain't about being just a 6-6 average team. This is not an average school. So my challenge for you this year, I think we're going to field a pretty strong product. We need some strong fans. We need some great fans. We got 8 home games, and we need you there. Here's the schedule. First game's a Thursday night. For those of you up here, you probably don't like it, and I apologize, and that was me fighting with our administration, wanting that Thursday night game. We're playing Indiana State on Thursday night. Played them last year. Excited to play those guys. They have a new coach. We'll play them August 29th. It'll be a 7 o'clock game. It'll be on Big Ten Network. Although I think in this neighborhood you might have to be on the Big Ten Network. I don't think it's going to be carried on the mainstream of BTN. The reason we're playing a Thursday night game, following week Navy comes in. Navy is an option team, and I wanted 2 more days to prepare for that game. We'll be Navy's Navy's opener. It's their first game, so they're gearing up, and everything they're doing is getting ready for IU. We've got to travel through Indiana State at our place, game 1. 9 days later, here comes Navy, the midshipman in. Fred will tell you that he and Mr. McRobbie are very proud that the prow of the USS Indiana is now in front of Memorial Stadium. I actually did a drive-by that on a recruiting tour the other day. It's quite impressive with the mast that's up there, so quite impressive. And it's an honor to have the Academy in here, but they got us last year by a point. And that was a game that, we kind of let slip away, so we need to get that one. So that'll be game 2. Game 3, Bowling Green. Bowling Green's like Navy, an 8-5 team, a bowl team, a quality team out of the Mid-American Conference. It'll be a big game for those guys. That game will be a noon kick. Navy's at 6 o'clock at night. Be great for you Chicago folks. 6 o'clock at night. BG, Bowling Green, game 3, a noon kick. Game 4, 8 o'clock, primetime Big Ten, Missouri Tigers. Those are your first 4 games. Missouri, on paper, is probably, I think, the worst record team we're playing this year. They're 5-7. Their first year in the SEC, and I know their coaches said maybe last year might have been the best team they've had. And I know from my time at Oklahoma, I played them 1 year. They were number 1 in the country. So Missouri at 5-7 lost to 5 teams rated 1 through 9 in the final poll. Gary Pinkel's a great coach. That'll be a great challenge. One of the few teams playing the SEC. They're always a little Big Ten rub versus SEC, and we're proud to carry the Big Ten banner against the Tigers. 8 o'clock. That is September 22nd. We go dead on the 29th with open date. Come back for Penn State, home opener. Need to be there for that one. Game time not announced. 2 games on the road over here at Michigan State. Another open date. Then we come back in November with 3 home games. Minnesota homecoming. Illinois comes to our place. We'll be up in Madison. We go to Columbus. We finish up with Purdue at home. So that's our schedule. It's a great schedule. Got great guys coming back. And, again, we are very, very we're not very excited. We're ready, I think, we're ready to go to work. Each year you start at a level, and we are starting at a higher point. The challenge is not to be a bowl team. The challenge is to be the best team we can be, because there's a lot of potential for this team to make a lot of noise and have a great run. What else are we missing here, Fred? We're good to go. Now, Fred mentioned his flag, the flagpole. We spent time today. We need you in our stands. And I'm telling you, our administration, we're working facilities, we're working budgets, we're working staffing, we're working in every sport to make this place great because it's a great school. We're working really hard as a department to give you guys as fans a great experience. Now, it comes down to blocking, tackling, scoring, and winning. Getting stops, kicks. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to winning. I know that. It comes down to the product. But when you come to our stadium, you're going to see a boatload of Wi-Fi so that you can tweet and Facebook and do all that Wi-Fi you want, because we are wired at Memorial Stadium. Big time. Big time. I'm not joking. Big time. Because fans, kids, people want to do that. We're working hard with instant replay and what we can play. We're working with the band. We're working with music. We're working with intro, with video. We're working with the walk and how to make the walk better into the stadium. We've got the largest flagpole in college. It's 152 feet. 54. It is taller than this crane ever thought about being. You guys, am I lying? We're in the Big Ten, and by gosh, we got the biggest flagpole. It ain't close. All right? There's a big flag that's going to fly, and after every victory, there'll be an IU victory flag that flies. Yeah. And you'll see that as you move forward. So there's a lot of good things going. So again, it's an honor to be your coach. It's a great place, and it's time again to take the next step. But it's easier with us because a few of us can only step so far. The more of you guys jump on early, I promise you, there's some talent, there's some good kids, there's some good kids working hard. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come see us. It's a pleasure to be here. Appreciate you, what you guys do. It's great to be in Chi-Town.